Hi and welcome to Homolidance, the channel on history and board games. And as I usually do on this channel, I will do an unboxing of a game that I just received called Very Civil Whist. This is my latest design and I only do unboxings of games that I've done. So enjoy because that's probably the last unboxing that I'm doing for a couple of years. Oh, maybe there would be another game coming next year. Super excited for this one to be just released. I just received the copy today. I think most of the people who backed it received it either today or late last week. It has been a couple of years in the making and it was just recently released by PHALANX. So I'm unboxing it right now. Super excited. So the first thing that I'm really happy about is the size of the box. That's a discussion we had with PHALANX. We wanted the box to be quite small. It is a small game. It is not a long game. It has a small footprint, and for me, I wanted to make sure that it was reflected in the box size. You can already see the amazing artwork by Donald, taking some historical engravings, coloring them, re-putting them in a different context, awesome fonts. Really nice work all around, as you can see. Once again, working with Donald was a pleasure. I just love this guy, and I think on this one he really did an amazing job. So for those who don't know, the genesis of this game, it was originally a game that I did as a freebie for PunchCon in 2023. PunchCon is a historical gaming convention in Coventry that happens every year, that I go to every year, and if you're interested in what it looks like, what kinds of games are being played, well, I do some recap videos every year after going there. So I did this in 2023. It was a freebie, and by the way, I want to give massive thanks to Second Chance Game, who printed the freebie version of this game that was given away in 2023. They did a great job, and it was a simple game that was meant to be played in between bigger games that grog nerds are playing. So it had to fit the theme of that year's convention, which was a very civil war, so the civil war in the UK in the 17th century. And this is where it all came from, and my limitations was that it was supposed to be a quite simple game. You should be able to play it with components that you have on hand when you are at a convention. So it came with a lot of design limitation, but also in terms of production, we didn't have a lot of time to actually make the game. So it was a pretty unique kind of way of working, and I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. It reminded me of doing a game jam, so that was pretty fun. And PHALANX was at the convention. They enjoyed the game, they thought it was interesting, and they thought there were actually like an opportunity to do an actual commercial product with this. So we had a bit of a chat, we worked, and here I really want to thank James Buckley, who's at the same time the organizer of the convention, but at the time was working at PHALANX, and actually convinced people at PHALANX that yeah, it would be a good idea to publish this. He helped me out with some of the development. He especially worked on the balancing with me, so that was really cool. And with the work with him and then with Serjan from PHALANX Game, we actually came up with a finished product. So as you can see, pretty light rulebook. It is a trick-taking game, a two-player trick-taking game. It just has some wargamey elements, you could say, even though I would not necessarily qualify it as a classical war game. It is at its core a trick-taking game. You have classical stuff about how to set up the game, how to win the game. You have an explanation of how do you play tricks in this game, but also an overall explanation of what trick-taking is, for those of you who don't know. Then you've got the rules, the sequence of play that is actually explaining you everything you need to know. Some designer notes that I wrote quite a long time ago, and super excitingly, at the end here you have a small historical context about the war that was written by my friend Pierre Vanier Jones, who I really want to thank for doing this, because I I'm absolutely not an expert on that time period. I actually didn't do that much research when I was making the game. I was mostly relying on friends that I knew when I was in the UK that knew a lot more about this to actually help me out. And yeah, I thought it made sense to have someone who's more knowledgeable about the history to actually make historical context for that. So yeah, pretty simple, like rulebook, fully colored, a lot of visuals and examples of play, so that's pretty cool. And then you've got the board, so that's really exciting because I've never played this on a board. I've seen a lot of images of the board that Donald did, but I've never actually seen it done. And I must say it's a beauty. Donald is really good at this. He will be able to explain more on BGG how he came up with that board, but some of it are historical elements that he reworked in a lot of ways. I did a lot of fluff and stuff like this to make it exciting. Really nice board, and as you can see, it's pretty simple. Some people would say that it reminds them State of Siege system. I was definitely inspired by some ideas of State of Siege, but I was also inspired by a game like Maria, where space and suits are interconnected. You have 3 military tracks, each of them corresponding to suits. You've got slots to place your leaders. You've got a foreign support track here. This is where you choose your trumps. Those are your domestic support tracks, the rounds, so pretty standard stuff. And those are places where you can put the cards. So all in all, it's still pretty condensed, even if there is a lot of stuff. Everything can fit on the board, so that's pretty cool. So most of the game would be this, your hand of card, and some assets that might be hanging around on the side. This is really cool. Of course, we didn't have that in the freebie because the freebie was a couple of A4s. And this is really nice. Those are actually player aids. Player aids are awesome. It's not a complex game, but it's always nice to have those player aids when you're playing. So you have all the information about the sequence of play, what happens in the different phases. And as you can see, there is a preparation phase, an action phase, and then a round. And then you've got a reminder on the back of what all of the assets are doing and some explanations of the effects of the different events that might come up during the game. So pretty neat stuff. It's rounded, so that's pleasant. Like this. Oh, and this is also very nice. So those are the counters that come in the game. They're pre-rounded, they're pretty thick. I think PHALANX did a really awesome job with this. So if they are rectangular shape like this, rectangular shape are going to be assets. So if it has a red banner on top, it's going to be a Parliament asset. If it has a black banner on top like this one, it's going to be a Royalist asset. As you can see, those are going to be characters or events from the war or things that happened. The Covenanters are actually in London. They get unlocked once the Royalists enter one of those final London stop. Even more exciting are the leaders. So in this game, you can actually alter the rules of the trick-taking system by placing leaders secretly at the beginning of the round on the different tracks, and all of them are going to have special powers that are going to enable you to do some wild stuff that you wouldn't be able to do with the regular system. So each side comes with 4 leaders. Here we go. So you can see they're like this. The Parliament will start with 3, the Royalists will start with 4, and Cromwell here will get unlocked once you get to a high level enough of domestic support. But yeah, so those are what they are. Basically what it would look like, you would have one here, and yeah, that would be pretty much it on each of those tracks. And that looks actually super nice. I'm really excited to actually play this game because I think I won't struggle too much to play this game with people who are not war gamers or historical gamers because it's pretty easy to get into. It is at its core a trick-taking game, so I think that's gonna be a pretty cool way for me to show people my work, which sometimes can be a bit overwhelming for more casual players. One of the other things that I'm excited about are those wooden chess pieces. Originally in the game, you had to use any bits and bobs that you had access to actually track the things that you needed to track in here. And when we discussed with Phalanx, I thought that it would be very thematic and very nice to actually use some chess pieces to put on the board. So you're going to place them to track where you are on the different fronts. Here you will start like this. Then you will have those for domestic support. It would be like this. And then you will put this for the round track and this to choose your trump suit. So yeah, quite nice. Overall, it looks, I must say, I know it's my game, but I mean, I didn't do the production and I'm looking at it and I'm like, whoa, that's just really, really cool. The mix of what Donald did, the production quality from Phalanx, it's very satisfying to see. My only maybe gripe is that maybe the leader box here in Parliament is maybe a bit too close to the hard tracks, but that's very, very minor, honestly. Everything looks just great. So that's awesome. And then the pièce de résistance, as people would say, is this deck of cards. So this deck of cards has a bit of a history, and that's quite interesting. You can also read about it on BGG. I talk about it, Donald talks about it. It's actually a deck of cards that is more or less from the era. So actually the deck of cards was done a couple of decades later, but talking about some of the events that were happening in the early stages of the Civil War. So those are actually historical cards. We thought it would add a lot of flavor. Most of the cards are just straight up the cards that were from the era. The thing that we did is that Donald colorized it, and to make them easier, you have actually the value and the suit on the top left, which wasn't the case originally. So originally the UI of the card, like I don't think they thought about those things at the time. You just had on one side the suit, on the other the value, and it was making it just a huge pain to play. But now when you play cards in your hand, you actually are able to know at a glance what you have in your hand, which is something that you should expect from a trick-taking game, obviously. So those 1, 2, 3 cards are going to be only used for leader casualty check. So what you would do is you would put those cards here, and it fits nicely, as you can see. The cards 4 to 9 are going to be the cards that you're going to use to take actions. So I'm going to put them on the side, and you're going to see where they fit. So those are going to be the action cards, and the card back. Once again, very, very cool card back from Donald here. Amazing work. The 10s are special action cards that you're going to unlock during the game, depending on what you are doing on the board. And then all of the head cards are actual events, and you're going to draw some at the beginning of each round. You've got a couple of jokers here. Very nice, looking very cool, with the 2 leaders of each faction. And as you can see here, the events, you're going to have a title and you're going to have an effect. If it's a black event, it's going to favor the Royalists. If it's a red event, it's going to favor the Parliament. And you've got all of those events here that are going to do sometimes some wild stuff, sometimes some pretty basic stuff, and yeah, pretty fun stuff overall. We had fun with those events. And here it is. You have the full game. Very nice insert, as you can see. Once again, great work. Like, it's practical, no plastic here, so that's awesome. And you have the art once again repeated inside. Overall, pretty amazing stuff. Super excited that the game is out, that it's in people's hand, that they can start playing it. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you on BGG about what you think about the game, if you have any questions about the game. And yeah, that's really exciting. So if you've got this game, please let me know, play it, reach out, tell me what you think. If you haven't got this game and are interested, feel free to ask any question on BGG. And if not, it should be available pretty soon in board game shops. If you were in an English-speaking country, it might be in your local game shop, which I recommend that you support. And if not, I'm pretty sure it's available on different English-speaking websites where you can order them, either in the US or in the UK. It should be quite easy to find right now. I'm not sure for how long. I don't think it had a massive print run, and it had quite a few pre-orders, so I wouldn't wait too much to get it, because yeah, those kinds of games are like smaller passion project stuff, quite a bit unusual in terms of format, so I never know how long they're going to stay in print. But I had a lot of fun doing it. Once again, I want to thank everyone who helped me with it. Of course, Joe Dewhurst was always in the background helping me out, making sure I wasn't doing something completely insane with the rules. So like all the classics were there. Massive thanks to the people at PHALANX who did an amazing job on this, and yeah, that was really great. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Unusual unboxing, as I usually say. It's yeah, I don't like usually to do those, but when it's my game, I want to share the excitement. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you want to support the show, donate on Ko-fi, and you would get access to our awesome Discord server. And that's pretty much it. So I would say bye bye and see you soon.